YouTubers, what's up? Final here today, Final Fantasy Talk, and today we're going to talk about some more Final Fantasy sales and stuff that's been going on in the Final Fantasy community, and we're going to talk about the music as well. We're actually going to talk about some Final Fantasy music as well, but first let's get on with the sales part, the biggest part, and then we'll get on with the music. So, the sales, I've seen sales and money for Final Fantasy dropping down a lot lately. A really lot. And I'm not saying any hate or anything. I'm not saying this out of my own opinion or anything. I'm just saying this out of a point of view. And it's true. It's really true. For example, for like Final Fantasy 13 2, okay? I go into like GameStop or something, okay? I go into GameStop or EB Games, wherever you're at, or EB Games for me anyway. I go into EB Games and I look at Final Fantasy 13 and 13 2, and they're like, they're $7, okay? They're $7. And then if I go to like the PS2 section or whatever, in Final Fantasy like 12 or 10 or 10-2, or the PS1, like, you know, Final Fantasy 7 or whatever, they're like $15 to $30 at price. And Final Fantasy 13 and 13-2 are about $7. So, and then you go, and then I found this out today that on Xbox Live that Final Fantasy 13 2, the download is under $5. And also, if you pre-order Final Fantasy 13 Light Returns at some places, you'll get $5 to $10 off. You know, they're doing this drop range to get more people into the sales. Now, I understand why they're doing it. It's not a bad thing at all. But you can just see that the fans in the Final Fantasy community are not interested in this new series of Final Fantasy that's going on right now. I'm not saying this out of my own opinion, I'm just looking at it. Final Fantasy 13 Light Returns in the first week was the lowest sold Final Fantasy game in history, okay? Now they're dropping down all these sales for all Final Fantasy 13 games, while all these older games are so much more. And then Final Fantasy X HD that came out 3 weeks after Light Returns in Japan came out, it outrighted in sales. It blew up compared to Light Returns in sales. And that was just a remake of an old Final Fantasy PS2 game that came out in 2001, and now it's 2014. You know, I'm just saying, you know, I'm happy that they're moving on with the series. I'm going to play Light Returns. I'm going to play the living crap out of Light Returns. I'm going to get 100% on Light Returns. But what I'm saying right now is that for future reference, if they're going to do sequels like this, if they're going to do anything like this again for like Final Fantasy 15 or anything like that, don't push it too much. You know, see, when Final Fantasy 13 came out, you know, it was like not hinted at all for a sequel. You know, it made no sense to make a sequel for Final Fantasy 13. The ending just did not fit a sequel. Then they made 13-2 and made the story in 13-2 make 13 look like a sequel, but still, if you go back to 13, it does not look like a sequel game. And then after 13-2, of course, they said to be continued, and here we are, Light Returns. We're dropping a lot of sales, we're dropping a lot of fans. You can just tell that all the prices are going down for Final Fantasy 13 games, and that's why, you know, it's true. It's true that's what's going on with the sales, and I think it's just, it makes sense. You know, they're trying to get more fans back. I think I see more people playing Final Fantasy 14 and Realm Reborn than anything now on PlayStation and PC, which makes sense. That's a good thing, because Final Fantasy 14 Realm Reborn was the latest in North America Final Fantasy game that came out, so a lot of people are gaming that, and it's a really good game. It helped Square Enix get back their money, that they had money problems and whatever back in the future, because they dropped more than half of sales in 13-2 than Light Return or that Final Fantasy 13 did. And yeah, it's true. It's true. It's common sense. It's a point of view, and hopefully they don't do this again in the future. And hopefully the next gen of Final Fantasy will be brilliant and outblow all the other Final Fantasies that have been coming out in 5 years, in the past 5 years, and hopefully we'll get back our community where it was about 6-7 years ago, where it was just going so well, so good, in the top 5 of communities really, and hopefully we can get that back. Now we're going to talk about the music of Final Fantasy, and this kind of makes sense. I'm going to agree on this as well. That Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD. Okay, you know how they made some remake song, remaster songs. Some are really good. They're really good. Like Besaid, the battle theme's pretty good. But some songs I don't really like, and mainly the one song I wish they did not remake was Challenge. Challenge is a boss battle theme, and it only comes 4 times in Final Fantasy X, and since you're playing the international version, it comes 5 times in battle. But it's still an awesome theme, but they remastered it, and it isn't that good. It isn't that good as the original. I prefer the original Challenge, but everybody has their own opinions, and I can see why some people aren't agreeing on the music for Final Fantasy X HD. Now, X HD is a really good game, good graphics, good everything, feels good, same old 10 feeling and everything, but the music, that's what they really tried to change a little bit, and, half of the songs were good, and half of the songs were meh, it depends on your own personal opinion. The only really one song that I just do not like of Final Fantasy X HD that I wish that they didn't remaster was Challenge, because that was a really upbeating, freaking slaying song, dude. And yeah, so Yukubos, let me know in the comments below what you think about this whole sales thing. So many sales, so many prices of these Final Fantasy 13 games are dropping down. Do you think it makes sense? Does it make sense? And do you think in the next 2 years, and whenever Final Fantasy 15 comes out, whatever, do you think our community will be back as big as it was before, 6-7 years ago, or do you think are people not gonna give the Final Fantasy community another chance? I think they're gonna give them another chance, because I see other people outside of the Final Fantasy community getting so hyped up for Final Fantasy 15, and the game hasn't even come out yet. There's more hype in Final Fantasy 15 than there is in the whole Final Fantasy 13 series. That's what it looks like. It looks like that to me. So, Yukubos, let me know in the comments below what you think about the sales. What do you think about the music too? Do you think it was a good, it was pretty good. They tried to make a good change. Some songs were good, some songs were not good to people, and it's just based on your own opinion. So you let me know in the comments below what you think about the music too, Kubos. And yeah, so there you go, Kubos. Hopefully we get some more news on Final Fantasy 15 sometime. That's all. Since the two new Final Fantasy games are coming out in the next 2 months here for North America and Europe, there won't be too much news. Maybe some updates or whatever, but that's it. And then we'll move on with the next gen of Final Fantasy. Please, let's just move on with the next gen of Final Fantasy. Please. Please, I'm begging you. Alright, Kubos, hope you enjoyed. I'm Final, and I'm out. Kubo, see ya! Drop that beat. Shake down.